What's going on, everybody? It's Davey from the 80s, and you are now entering the Cinema Chop Shop. So park your ass right there. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, the subscribe button. Also, you check the link below. You see a Patreon account. If you click it, you can become a member. All you got to do is try recommend the movies and music and trailers we can react to. So click the damn link. Now, with that being said, we're here today to go ahead and give you a little bit of news. You know what I'm saying? It's not really movie news, but it is movie news because dude's an actor, but whatever. So recently, Rolling Stones released an article about Jonathan Majors. And I want to just give you guys a little bit of background on Rolling Stones. Rolling Stones, when they do articles, especially if it's like hit pieces or pieces talking about people's drama or whatever, they hit people up and they really just go, hey, so what do you think about this? Or what do you think about that? They're really just looking for people that can contest to the negativity. And I'm just going to throw that out there now. I'm aware of this because I recently was watching an interview on a channel that that's neither here nor there. But I watched this interview with this guy talking about Rolling Stones and how they go for what they ask for during their interview process and how they just want the bad shit. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, in the article, it states that Majors was abusive to his partners, aggressive on sets, and he was the source of toxicity at Yale. 24 sources tell Rolling Stones Majors vehemently denies all accusations. So obviously, Majors is denying all these accusations. But the fact that they went out and they looked for people that went to school with him, right, that dated him, that worked on set with him, and they're looking for these people to contest to how negative he was. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? They didn't. Obviously, the article is a hit piece, so they're only going to look for the negativity. But the fact that you were able to find these people saying that he's a negative person, but how many of those people that you interviewed had nothing but good things to say about him? That's the kind of things that confuses me. I read through the article, I pulled out all the important things, and they did not mention not one person that's had anything good to say about Majors, obviously because it's a hit piece. But let's go ahead and get into it. Rolling Stone spoke with 40 people during his life. Many describe Major as being a complicated, unpredictable, and sometimes violent man who can switch from charming to cold in a flash. Now, I don't know if you guys know anything about like collecting data, but 40 people is not really a is really that's not a really good number when it comes to like collecting data and trying to find if something is true or false, right? Or if something has any sort of viability. And on top of that, the 40 people that they interviewed, could that be the 40 people that took the interview? Could have been the 40 people that only had bad things to say about Majors. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really important to take these factors into consideration. People will see a number and just kind of inflate it, like, oh man, I don't 40 people. They spoke with 40 people and all 40 people had bad things to say. Nah, truth of the matter is they probably interviewed about over 100 people, or they called over hundreds of people, and either 40 people had something to say that kind of aligned with what the article was about, and the rest of them they just ignored, or the people just hung up the phone and said, I'm not going to do this shit. But either or, let's go ahead and get into it. Their stories suggest a pattern of alleged physical, mental, and emotional abuse that dates back a decade to Major's time at Yale David Giffen High School of Drama, where he was involved in physical altercations and continued the sets of his movies and TV shows, where production members raised concerns over his treatment of crew. Now, supposedly there is one member saying that Majors was really rude to him on the filming of the set of a new movie. And I read something where I guess his lawyer was talking about he's a method actor and like he likes to get into character and things like that, which I wouldn't believe because which I do believe because he is a method actor, and on top of that, I've seen a lot of method actors kind of take things a little bit too seriously. I remember when they were talking about Leto was Joker, and he would not get out of character, and he was sending cast members like dead animals and shit like that, and crazy notes and semen filled things, and you're just like, what the fuck is wrong with this fool? So there's some people that really do get into character and they don't get out of the character, sadly. But is that excuse? I don't know. But again, if he was an asshole to people on set, then you would think a lot of people would say this. But anyway, most seriously, more than a dozen sources collectively claimed to Rolling Stones that a dozen sources out of 40 people. All right. Oh, more than a dozen. Okay, so it's probably like 13 or something. That Majors allegedly abused two romantic partners one physically, both of them emotionally. It was pervasively known that he was a good actor and that he also would terrorize the people that he had dated. One of those sources said. So supposedly he abused two romantic partners, one physically and both of them emotionally. Majors allegedly strangled one woman he was dating and was mentally and emotionally abusive with her. 9 of those sources claim that the second woman allegedly told her friends that her relationship with Majors was emotionally torture. Now, again, here's the thing. If this was the case, then wouldn't you think that these were things that come to light when he had the success on Lovecraft County? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy how like it took not only him becoming Kang the Conqueror and becoming Marvel's new villain and his newfound success with Creed and everything, it took him and his accusation with this other woman, where if you guys aren't familiar with it, he got an altercation with a girl in New York, his girlfriend at the time, in a taxi cab or something, and she said that he hit her, recanted her statements, and then kind of went back on them and said, "Yeah, he did actually hit me." You know, so that kind of to me that tells that she's wishy washy and that her story is kind of she has holes in her story and definitely that should be looked at. And the crazy thing about it is recently Majors went to the Chinatown District Police Station and he filed charges against his ex-girlfriend. And he basically stated that, and he showed them evidence that she attacked him, and she physically assaulted him. And those similar charges that are placed against him will be also placed against her. Now, here's the amazing part. The amazing part is that when detectives came to detain him, they should have noticed the physical marks on his body and they should have said, well, how did you get those? And then after explaining the situation, they should have possibly, the fair thing would have been to take both of them to jail. The thing is, he was the only one that was taken to jail, so it made it seem like, you know, that he was the abuser and he was the person that started the situation. Um, Again, he's an actor, but Majors doesn't really come off as a hella aggressive person and a very angry person and all of these things. And if it does come to light that all of these accusations and this hit job is 100% false, if I'm Majors, I'm going after every single person that published a negative article about me. I am definitely going after Rolling Stones because for Rolling Stones to go out and look for people only to defame your character, that says a whole lot. That basically says that this is a hit piece and they're gunning for your head. They do not want you to succeed. Hollywood seems not to like Black actors that are doing positive things and they could provide positive role models to any of the youth. Instead, they want actors that they're toxic and they do negativity and they do drugs and they do all this dumb shit. That's what they seem to like because I've seen a whole lot of actors come and go in Hollywood. They just and people fall off silently, and none of them have. And so all of them have had disputes with their partners and so on and so forth. Some of them being really big time actors, and none of them. It feels like none of them have gotten the damn publicity that this shit has gotten, especially with the fact that his girlfriend at the time. There's so many holes in her argument, and the fact that you have her taking back the statement and putting this and saying, "Oh yeah, it was right," and then taking it back again, like that alone should kind of make you question the truthfulness in her statement. It should also make you judge her character and question her character. But are we doing that? No. A lot of people are just taking her side for it. Here's the thing: a lot of people. This is a conversation that a lot of people don't want to have. There are situations where men are abused by the women. I know that it's not a societal norm, but it happens. There are definitely situations where women abuse men, and we need to stop acting like it's some rare occurrence where this never ever happens. It happens. It definitely does happen. And the truth of the matter is that Majors has kept his cool throughout this whole situation. He has kept saying that he's innocent, and he says that he has the evidence to prove so. So why don't you allow him to do that versus trying to tarnish his character, make hit pieces in order to try to sway public opinion, and try to basically take this man's job away from him? You get what I'm saying? Now, if any of this stuff were to be true, then why didn't you just allow that information to come out as as it happens? You know, why are you going out and seeking this information at this specific time? It honestly makes you question the viability of what you are trying to present to the audience. And that's the truth of the matter, you know. So I don't know, man. I think that Hollywood is gunning for Majors. I don't know what the hell he did to Hollywood to make him hate, what make them hate him so much, but he is hated in Hollywood. And I don't know. Hopefully he can make it out of this thing unscathed and unscarred. But you know, if he chooses to walk away from Hollywood after this, I completely understand, because it would be detrimental to his health, like his mental health. They are really gunning for this man's life and his career, and I kind of don't understand why. But you know, I don't want to play the race card or anything, but it does seem kind of odd that a successful young black man who's on the come up has allegations placed against him. There's been no ruling in the matter. You know, there's evidence for both sides of the argument. So why is it that only one side is being painted negatively while the other side is being painted as a saint or as a spokesperson for abuse? You get what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. That's all I got though. Let me know if you agree with anything I said in this. Do you think that this is a hit job against Majors? Do you think Majors is being targeted by Hollywood and being targeted by the Hollywood elites? Or do you think I'm tripping? And do you think he's just really a bad person and that he deserves everything that he's getting? Either or, let me know in the comment section down below. And you're now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. Hope you guys have a magnificent day. Adios.